Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. My name is Ryan Buck, and in this tutorial we will be going over the Design Staff Hour Estimation Form, tab 20, Signing and Pavement Marking Plans. This tab has been updated and it was released in September of 2023, so this is the September 2023 version. I'm going to walk you through how to use the form, each line item, and how it works. So as you'll see at the top, you can enter in the name of the FDOT person and the consultant who will be negotiating this component, as well as signature and date. Off to the right is how to use this form. So here's the link to a library of all these video and tutorials, including this one. As well as some instructions on how to use the tab. I'll be going over those in this video. Down at the bottom right is my contact information, so please reach out to me if you have any questions or if you have any problems or catch an issue with this spreadsheet. So let's dive in on how to use this form. So this is the signing and pavement marking plans. It's set up in this new version. We call it the calculator version. And what you do is you enter in project parameters being units with your project, length, maybe quantities, or other items that are included as a lump sum. And then some items you can select a complexity, be it a simple task or a standard task or a very complex task, and then it will calculate a estimated staff hours or recommended staff hours based on established guidelines. Those guidelines are published on the Scope and Staff Hours website, as well as these forms. And then the department and the consultant will have to determine if the calculated value is accurate for their specific project, or if they need to increase the hours for the effort required for that task, or decrease the hours and negotiate from the calculated recommended calculated hours for their project. So the department has a column to put their hours, and the consultant can put theirs. The final negotiated column's over here, column J, and any documentation you need to put is in column K. So let's get started. I'll show you how it works. We'll start with task 20.1, which is the key sheet and the signature sheet. So the new version has prompts, so anything in red font is for you to input a value. Anything in black is either text or a calculation, and it's locked down and not meant to be edited. So in this case, is a key sheet required for our signing and pavement marking plans? We'd put 1 is a yes, no is 0. So if you didn't have a key sheet, you'd leave it at 0. It won't let you put in any other numbers. You'll get an error message. Then if you go down, as a signature sheet required. If a key sheet's not required, then no hours will be given for the signature sheet. So we'll say we have a signature sheet. So that's telling you if you have a 0 for the key sheet and you still have the signature sheet, it still won't give you any hours. You got to have the key sheet to have the signature sheet. All right. So it looks like 6 hours for the key sheet and signature sheet. 20.2 is your general notes and pay items. So if you have a general notes and pay item sheet, you'd say 1 or 0 for no. Let's say we have 1. Then it's going to ask you what the complexity of the sheet is. So if you have a lot of notes and pay items versus, let's just say we don't have too many on this project, we would do a simple. If we had a lot, we could go up to complex, or somewhere in the middle would be our standard. So we'll just say simple for this project. It recommends 6 hours for that sheet. 20.3 is the project layout sheet. Is a project layout sheet required, and it should be used only when necessary. So if you said yes, you'd put a 1. There's no complexity there. For this example, we'll leave it at 0. We don't have a project layout sheet. 20.4, plan sheet. So you can see that this has some decimal places And anytime you see that, it's going to ask for either a length or an area. In this case, it's looking for length in miles. So the length of the project plans in miles, the length should be begin of project to end of project along the main line, less project exceptions. Do not include side streets, crossroads, or interchange ramps in the length. All right, so we'll say we have a 2.5 mile project, and then we'd say what is the complexity of this project, low, mid, or upper. And you can help get these complexities in this signing and marking guideline right here, low range, middle range, and upper range. There's some definitions to help you with that. All right. Then in the plan sheets, do we have any signalized intersections or mid-block crossings? We will say that we have 4 on this project, and I'll recommend 8 hours. Is there any interchanges or roundabouts? We'll say we don't have any interchanges or roundabouts in the project, but if you did, you would enter in the number right here, and it would recommend the hours. And is there any rest areas or toll facilities? And we don't have any on this project, but if you did, you would just enter in 1 or so on and so forth. All right, 20.5 is special details. So this is the number of details, and you'll see that you have a simple detail, standard details, or complex details. And you can see there's a definition in the pop-up when you click the cell, estimated number of simple details that require no engineering or are common on all projects that you would basically copy and paste the detail that you use over and over again. So let's say we have 4 of those. Standard details, these require some and are site project specific. So gourd markings, crosswalk markings, pedestrian. Yeah, so let's say we have 3 of those. And then complex details are like highly unique or based on new technologies or something that you're basically drawing from scratch. That require a little bit more time. Let's just say we have 1 of those. And as you can see, I can use multiple details and classify them as simple, standard, complex, and I'll recommend hours based on those details. 20.6, service point details. So estimated number of retrofit or modified service points to be shown in the plans. We'll just say we have 2. And then you have estimated number of new service points to be shown in the plans. We'll say we have 3 of those, and it'll recommend those hours. 20.7 is guide sign data. So this would be estimated number of signs that must be imported from the guide sign program. So we have 8 signs in our stretch. There's no complexity there, and 16 hours recommended. 20.8 cross sections, so for your sign installations. So how many multi-post signs do you have? We'll say we have 4 multi-post signs. And then overhead sign structures. So we've got a standard overhead structure that will be shown in the plans on a cross section. It includes grading, or we have this is a single panel overhead structure, and then this is a multi-panel overhead structure. All right, we don't have any on this project, but if you did, you could put it in there. All right, and this will give you your total for the signing and payment, your technical subtotal. Then you have your QA, QC, and your supervision, which is your non-technical subtotal. It automatically has a 1 or a 0. It's default as a 1 that you have QA, QC, and supervision. If you did want to take it out, you'd put the 0 right there, and it would calculate all these to 0. It's going to calculate 5% automatically. This is a locked percentage, and it's going to calculate 5% across the board. I do want to say you do not have to use 5%. If you want to use 3% or 7%, you can do so, and here's how you do it. You would say, I want to use 7% over here, and then you calculate what 7% of 159 is, or technically whatever the negotiated technical subtotal was, and you could override it right here in the red text. Now it's going to automatically calculate 5%, but what you would do is you would just, you can delete the equation and put in the number of staff hours that you'd like to award for the project. Then I'll sum it all up right down here, and this will carry over to your summary sheet for distribution of the hours. Again, my name's Ryan Buck. Please contact me if you got any questions. I'd be glad to help, and thank you for watching this video tutorial.